All right, now we turn to the effects of all of this back here at home. President Biden says America will pay a price for taking on Putin, and Americans, despite his best efforts, he says, might feel the pain at the gas pump.
As I said last week, defending freedom will have cost for us as well and here at home. We need to be honest about that. But as we do this, I'm going to take robust action to make sure the pain of our sanctions is targeted at the Russian economy, not ours.
Put another way, gas prices are up 50% under his administration. Prices of everything. Inflation is at its worst point in 40 years. And Mr. Biden now found someone or something to blame other than his policies. Stay tuned for that. Daniel Turner represents small and medium-sized oil and gas producers at Power to the Future. Daniel, good to see you. The president says he's going to take robust action to make sure that American consumers don't feel the pain. Is he going to do everything in his power?
No, absolutely not. And really, this was decided many, many months ago when he began these incremental actions through his enormous bureaucratic power to punish the supply of the energy industry, right? Before Putin and Ukraine happened, before Christmas, we were experiencing a huge supply problem. And the reason why is we're not producing as much oil and gas as we were. And the reason why we're not doing that is because of people like Deb Haaland, the Secretary of the Interior, who denies permits on federal land. We have denial of permits for leases in the Gulf of Mexico. We have fracking bans and moratoriums across the country. So all of this has hurt our supply without changing the demand factor. And so prices have gone up. So you're absolutely right to say that now Joe Biden can pivot and blame someone else. But a lot of this is a self-inflicted wound.
The issues that you pointed out that the president could do or has done, those aren't overnight fixes, though, right? Those are long-term policies. Keystone XL is going to take years if it ever gets approved again. How is it that he can reverse these policies? It's going to take, what, weeks, months before the prices come down?
No, absolutely months. 6 months minimum, more like a year. Something like Keystone was a decade in the making. This is a very labor and capital intensive industry, and it requires an awful lot of permitting and an awful lot of processes. You don't just suddenly start drilling for oil and bring it to market. So when you have someone like Joe Biden tinkering at different levels, when you have his administration that really does not understand the way the industry works, well, they cause a lot of pain. We've seen this with COVID and supply chain issues, and they blame it on...
You think is it ignorance or is it intentional to try and push people towards green energy?
Well, I think those are two, I think they're related. It is ignorance, but it is also intentional. I mean, if you want people to use green energy, if you want to push towards this renewable energy future that Biden wants, you have to make fossil fuels unpopular. And the way to do that is to make them expensive.
Well,
so this is very deliberate.
One place they're very expensive and deliberate because of the Russians now is going to be in Europe. It's one of the reasons it's so tough to get France and Germany on board with anything against the Russians is because they get so much of their natural gas from Russia. Dmitry Medvedev, who is a Russian government official, as you see, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz has issued an order to halt the process of certifying Nord Stream 2 gas. Well, welcome to the brave new world where Europeans are very soon going to pay 2,000 euros for 1,000 cubic meters of natural gas. For reference, that's more than double the current price. The Russians view energy as a weapon and are willing to use it. Do we have those same tools?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we were just a little while ago the largest oil and gas producer. We should be in a situation where we are producing enough oil and gas.
But let me make it real simple. Right now, if we put up gas prices, they've gone up about 50% since President Biden was inaugurated. If he did all of the things that you're suggesting, last month 333, today 353, last year when he took office 264. How long, if he does everything you suggested, to go from 253 back down to 264?
At least a year,
Wow.
Because again, it's not just leasing and it's not just the bureaucratic state, right? He's using organizations like the Federal Reserve to punish climate change, right? So there are so many facets that are weighing upon investment, that is weighing upon the industry. It's not going to change overnight.
Well, not only bad things happen, I guess, overnight. To quote a friend of mine, Daniel, it's good to see you as always. Thank you.
Thank you, Leland.
Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.